If I could call this meeting to order tonight, Tom Chapa.
Here.
David Crisafulli.
Here.
Pamela Dowd.
Here.
Lisa Glidden.
Here.
James McKenzie.
Here.
Sean Ahmed.
Here.
Heidi Sweeney.
Here.
If you would all join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And no one has signed up for the floor to the public tonight, so we will move to the superintendent's report.
Good evening, Board. Great to see everybody back tonight. We have a couple of items we would like to share tonight. I think first just to, oh, here we go. It doesn't like me. Oh, the clicker. Sorry about that. Thank you much. It doesn't like me here tonight. Let's see. One moment there. There we go. All right, tonight, just to open up, I'd like to start by just sharing that our programs are just moving forward. Lots of great things happening, lots of intervening and supporting of our students. We have our K-8 programs, summer programs happening at Layton. At the middle school, we have, K-5 is at Layton, 6-8 is at the middle school, and then 9-12 is having their summer programming right here in the high school. We also have our extended school year programs for our students with disabilities that are going on as well. And just like to add that summer meal program is also happening for anyone in the community that would like to participate in that program. Meals are being offered at all of the sites that we're providing the summer school programs in. And we have shared that through social media and out with our parents so that people know. We do have people participating in the program.
Dr. Calvin, that is for anybody 18 and under, is that correct?
That is
They do not
correct.
have to be a student in our district, is
No,
that
they
correct?
do not.
Just so that the public is aware.
I'm correct if I remember, yes, right, okay. And then our goals, we've been working very diligently, staying focused on providing instructional support for our students who definitely need those supports. Our goal is to resolve instructional gaps that we've been working through now for the last couple of years due to our pandemic. And also, we really focused on credit recovery. The goal is to get, as our strategic plan talks to us about 100% of the students over that finish line, right? So we're working very diligently over the summer around credit recovery, another way to help kids to be able to close those gaps. Okay, so working diligently, I just wanted to share that with you. And aside from that, we have an issue that I wanted to talk with you all about tonight, and I've invited Craig and Jerry on with us from King & King. We've been doing some work up at Fitzhugh Park and also at Charles E. Riley. And while at Charles E. Riley, we found two issues that we need to try to get resolved immediately. So really there's two issues. Issue number one is that while completing repair work on a gas line outside of the building, contractors noticed that we had a hole that was full of water and that there was a leak coming from the building in the water line, which requires some immediate repair. We did some estimating of it, Craig and the team did, and the estimates came back a little bit higher than we wanted, but they are what they are. Sean Malone's group brought back an estimate about $48,900. This includes saw cut work, e-action work and backfill, prep and blacktop patch work that needs to be done. And then Oswego Mechanical came back with an estimate of $32,500 plus for materials and for the work that needs to be done there. So we got first, we have some water that is, there's a leak in the water main line that we need to kind of do some work with. The second issue was in a crawl space. So while they were doing this work, they also found in a crawl space that there are two lines which go out to the end of the building. And there's a sanitary line, and then there is a storm drain line. And a sump pump has, the sump pumps have failed, and they've been resulting in the area that's filling up with water. And aside from that, the sanitary lines have also deteriorated to the extent that there is raw sewage in crawl space, and there's also pitting of the concrete pillars due to the water damage, and the cost of that repair is about $33,100. So just so folks know, and I'll turn it over to Craig, So the first cost would come from our contingency budget. We have over $4 million in that budget for work that's being done around the capital project. And then the second repair cost of $33,000 would come from the incidental budget, and we have $1.7 million in there now plus. So we do have areas to get money from to make the repairs, and these are definitely health and safety issue repairs that we need to get done right away, but we wanted to share that with the board tonight to make sure everyone is good, because there is a resolution later on in the meeting around it. So Craig, I shared a bunch. Do you want to kind of share additional information items with the board tonight, you or Jerry there?
Oh, sure. Just a clarification on our budget status. We had, as far as contingencies, almost $4.8 million budgeted for the project. We have about budgeted $2.3 million in allowances, which are built to contractors' bids at the date of bid, and that's something we draw against as the project goes. And then we have a construction contingency on top of that, which is in case we find things like we just did with Riley, those two items, which is approximately $2.5 million budgeted for that. So actually, I think to correct kind of the math on this, we are proposing to pull that out of the construction contingency. As far as phase 1 and 2, approximately 15% of those contingencies. So we're actually carrying a balance of approximately $4.1 million. So at this stage, with the amount of work we have in place, I mean, it's a healthy budget. These are, as far as we're concerned, they're kind of health and safety issues. The water line, if we don't get control of that and it breaks during the school year, then your building shut down until that's replaced. And it's also just leaking water into the building, which is a concern, as well as the storm sewer, sanitary sewer lines, and they're leaking. There are no issues with the structure that has been kind of deteriorated by this leak. We are not concerned that there's an issue there, but we are concerned that if the condition continues, that it could potentially be a concern down the road. So, if you have any questions?
Questions from the board at all around both these issues? Okay, no questions, Craig. Just wanted to share that with the board because, again, it's listed later down as a resolution for us to consider and go forth with. Okay. Well, if there's no other questions, then Craig, I want to thank you. And Jerry, thank you for joining us tonight. And have a good night. Both have additional meetings that they're going to right after this one. So thank you for joining us this evening. I appreciate it. Okay. Have a good night. All right. Let's see if I can turn this off. I don't know if I can do it. I think I can. I got it. Okay. All right. Great. Let's see. Be nice to me, please. I think we lost it again there, Matt. All right. So the only other thing aside from that I would like to share this evening is just that at our next meeting, we would like to present the last portion of our study. So we have gone through and done the other three, and the last portion is the program portion. So we'll have Mr. Alan Pohl and Deborah Ayers, who will be here to join us at our meeting on August 2nd, and they'll be sharing the results of that study with the board and the public at that time. Okay? So with that said, just a couple upcoming presentations and things I just want to put out there. In the near future, in one of our August meetings, we have a couple of things that we just need to bring before the board. We have a couple of corrections or revisions, rather, we'd like to bring around our code of conduct. Every year over the summer, school districts look at the code of conduct, and if there are some changes, we bring those changes to the board, and then we get those vetted through the board, and then we put those into place for the school year. So we will have a couple changes there. So very soon we'll be getting back to the board about holding a quick hearing for the code of conduct. Don't think that hearing will be needed for more than 30 minutes at the most. So just maybe one or two items there. The second is the school safety planning. So every year school districts do have to put in their school safety plans to the state ed department, and you do need to share the information that is shareable with the board, and make sure the board understands what's in the plan and vet that through the board as well. just a note, we do need a Board of Ed member, so I'm not sure if there's anybody who's interested, but we need at least one person just to be a part of that committee of people. So they'd probably be during the school day. And we can put out a couple dates, and then if anyone is interested, just let us know. Would that work for everybody? Just let us know, and we'll certainly do that. And then the last piece is, at our next meeting, we're going to bring back King and King and Construction Associates, because our project is changing a little bit. So originally it was all Phase 3, now it's a 3A and then 3B. There's some changes that will need to be made to their contracts. So we will get that information to you in our next board package, but they will be coming back to share a little bit about some of their contract changes. Okay? Any other questions from the board this evening? Everybody good? All right, that's all I have. Thank you for your time.
Next on the agenda is the consent agenda, items A through D. If I could have a motion.
Move it.
Second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Next is personnel with Robert Syracuse.
Good evening. Hello. With regards to the personnel agenda, the first one, letter A, with regards to the retirement recommendation of David Ellen from Buildings and Grounds. Upon the presentation and recommendation of Dr. Calvin, we ask that the Board of Education accept the following retirement. Whereas David Ellen admirably served the students and staff of the Oswego City School District as an automotive mechanic and then as senior grounds worker from January 13, 1988, with full commitment to the best interests of all the students and worked in partnership with his fellow employees. Now be it resolved that the Oswego City School District hereby recognizes his dedication, and we express our sincere gratitude and appreciation for his years of service, almost 35 years.
Item A, if I could have a motion, please.
I'll move it.
Second?
Second?
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Letters B through J as presented.
Items B through J, if I could have a motion, please.
I'll make the motion.
Second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Letter K, extra compensatory position recommendations at OHS. Upon the presentation and recommendation of Dr. Mathis Calvin, third Superintendent of Schools, motion made. I'd like to present Benjamin Hall for the auditor position at OHS.
Items K, if I could have a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Jim? Any discussion? All in favor?
Can you call the roll, please?
Definitely. Roll call, Tom Chapa,
Yes.
David Christopherly,
Yes.
Pamela Dowd,
Abstain.
Lisa Glidden,
Yes.
James McKenzie,
Yes.
Sean Ahmet,
Yes.
Heidi Sweeney.
Yes.
Resolution passed 6-0-1 with Pam abstaining.
And letters L through U as presented.
Items L through U, if I could have a motion, please.
Move it.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Next is Finance with Nancy Squires.
Items A through E as presented.
Items A through E, could I have a motion, please?
I'll move it.
Second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Next on the agenda would be items from the board. Would any board members have any items tonight? No
I
items?
always do, you know. So in our agenda, there was the in-service instructors. I would just like to give a shout out because to be an in-service instructor, that's an extra class course that has to be taken to be able to lead your colleagues. So thank you all of a very large list that we are very appreciative that we have that many in-service instructors among us. So thank you all very much, and enjoy the rest of your summer.
Would any other board members have any items tonight? Would there be a need for executive session?
Yes,
Reason?
yes, to discuss the performance of a particular employee and also services as well that are rendered to the district. Okay.
Could I have a motion, please?
I'll make the motion.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? You may move to executive session.